You know, every time when I go and meet clients at time, one of the very important question or frequently asked question is that they will ask whether should I buy a MRT station or which property should I buy that is near the MRT station, how far should I buy away from the MRT station, and which area is good or which MRT station is good. So this actually sparks a bit of my curiosity. I decided to go down and do a little bit of research of look at the different area of Singapore and find out which MRT lines or which MRT station itself has brought the most value to the property of this location. Okay, so in today's topic, I'll actually be talking about how the properties has increased due to whatever MRT lines it is and which MRT station lines is the best. Okay. Hi, I'm James Lim, founder of Property Plus System, and today I'll be actually talking about which MRT lines will add more value to your property purchase. So let's get on with it. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel on YouTube and click on the alert notification. Now, the first MRT lines I want to talk about is actually the Thomson-East Coast Line. Now, the Thomson-East Coast Line is, or rather what I call the Prestige Connector. So, there's a few very strong MRT lines or MRT or location that I feel that give a lot of growth. It's actually like your Orchard Boulevard area. Orchard Boulevard area is not at Orchard Road itself, okay, it's not at the Ion Orchard, it's one station away, okay, slightly further northwest, okay. There's also the Great World City, Marine Parade, Siglap and Katong area. So this, why does it add so much value? Is because, right, it has a lot of direct access to the core central region or to the city center, okay, to Orchard Road itself, to the CBD area itself. It even goes down to Gardens by the Bay, Marina Barrage, Marina Bay area, okay. So I feel that these are very, very strong, where it has it serves a lot of mature estates on the upcoming developments, okay. It has a lot of strong appeals to HDB upgraders and also private condominium buyers. So for example, last year, if you look at this property called Admiral of Katong, 99% of the property is sold, especially the 3, 4, 5 bedrooms are all fully sold on the first day of launch itself. So what is left on the first day was about 4 to 5 units or 1 bedroom units, which means more upgraders want to buy over there, okay? So some of the areas that I saw that actually hit 30-40% profit, you know, over a period of 3 to 4 years is like your Mayor Mansion or your Amber Park. So these areas are very, very strong when we talk about prestige. Now, the next one that is actually very interesting is actually the Downtown Line. Now, Downtown Line is what I call the CBD Commuters Lifeline, which means, right, you don't go and buy inside the CBD area itself, okay? Why this line is so good is because it brings people from outskirts, or rather what we call the OCR, outside central region, okay? And people who are staying in the outskirts can get directly into a CBD area very, very quickly. So I'll be looking at places like your Beauty World, places like your Ubi, your Tampines area, okay? So as you can see, what I wrote over here, why it add value is because it's actually a very popular residential estate. Like for example, Tampines is the latest estate that actually the HDB hit 1 million already, okay? And it has a lot of mixed developments along these MRT tracks. So it will also rejuvenate the older neighborhoods like your Ubi area, like your Beauty World area. It's very attractive to families and young professionals, which means, right, the 1, 2 bedrooms and even 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, regardless of how big the size is or how small the size is, it is very attractive to everybody, which means the rental yield is also very strong. So some of the examples is like your Beauty World area, okay, and also like your Porsche residences at the Potong Pasir area. So these are very, very good locations that you should be looking into. Now, the third one is actually your north-south line, which is your red color line. I'll call it the established mainstay, which means it has been in Singapore for very long. This MRT line has actually been in Singapore for 40 over years since the 1980s already, okay? And then, you know, it served a lot of purpose because Bishan is actually is the first estate to hit 1 million. The HDB to hit 1 million. So it actually serves both the residential and commercial area. So for example, people who want to get to a CBD area, people who want to go to Orchard Road area, you know, and they want to stay as near as possible, but yet they can still afford, they'll be looking at the RCR area or the city fringe area like your Bishan Toa Payoh area, okay? And then one area that I'll just like to share with you is actually your Woodlands area. Now, why Woodlands, although it's so far away, is still very, very established or very, very strong potential, is because that Woodlands Regional Central is actually your third CBD area, okay? And that is why Woodlands is so popular. You can also look elsewhere like your Yishun area itself also, you can see the prices are actually going very high. But then again, these four areas are the one that actually grow the most on this red MRT line. Okay, now this line is actually mainly for upgraders and family, so you won't find 1 and 2 bedrooms that popular. If you are buying 1 and 2 bedrooms, I won't really ask you to buy this line. Okay, I'll rather ask you to buy the previous one in which I spoke about. Now next, I will be talking about the second line, which I call the connectivity king. Now why is this called the connectivity king? It's because, right, it joins to all the rest of the MRT lines in Singapore. Okay, this MRT line, the yellow line, right, it goes along the city fringe and also get into the CBD area itself. So it is very, very popular among expats. It's very, very popular among people who can afford these sort of properties because it is very, very convenient. So some of the areas that I saw has very, very, very huge potential is like your Buona Vista, Holland Village, Serangoon, and Paya Lebar. Now let's look at these four locations. I just want to talk about Buona Vista first, because Buona Vista is actually something that's actually very, very good because it's very near to One North. And One North, as you know, is like the Silicon Valley of Singapore. So there's a lot of growth potential over here because there's a lot of high-tech companies are working in One North area itself. If you find Buona Vista a bit too expensive, you can actually get to One North area, and it's also more quiet. Okay. Now Holland Village has all along been very popular because it's in District 10. It's very common. It's very popular among the expats. But then again, prices are actually very expensive, like ranging from 3,200 to 3,500 per square foot already. Then again, people are still buying to it, and then you can see there's still a lot of growth and demand in this location. Okay. Now if we talk about Serangoon, Paya Lebar, right? Again, this is my research that what I found out that this area has grown very high up. Okay, this area has a very strong lifestyle appeal because it is a mixed or integrated development, which means there's a shopping center nearby or just down below the condominium itself. And right now, I can't find anything interesting in this area. So you cannot say that just want to buy Serangoon, Paya Lebar area because what I stated over here. But again, this has all happened in the past, which means if I were to talk about 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I'll definitely ask you to buy this location. Okay, I'll be telling you where CCR, where I think is good. But again, from just now what I've said, the greatest hint I just want to say is about the proximity to One North. So you should be buying at the One North, near or at the One North area. Okay, the next I'll be talking about is the Cross Island MRT line. Now, Cross Island MRT line is not been fully built yet. It will still take quite a number of years. Like, it will be up and coming in 2030 and so on and so forth. Okay, slowly the years go by, it will slowly release the number of stations. So you will feel that I'll call it the future growth catalyst. Okay, which means right now you will see that this area are not very appealing to people. Example, Serangoon North, Loyang, Tampines North, Pasir Ris. Okay, even you look at Darfur Lane. Have you even heard of Darfur Lane? And Darfur Lane, you know that over there's really nothing. Yet, the government is going to build an MRT station in the middle of nowhere. Okay, now why is it so? You have to look at the master plan. Okay, if you do not know, look at the transport master plan launched in 2019, and it will tell you exactly where the MRT station is going to be built. And this is the area in which I tell my clients to buy if they're going to hold your property long term. For example, 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, where you won't see the growth right now, but then again, there's going to be a very huge spike. So for example, you look at Serangoon North and Tampines North. Okay, this area, HDB has not hit $1 million yet. Okay, but eventually, when there's more infrastructure going along this central Cross Island MRT line, you'll see that these HDB units, right, will start to go up in value very, very quickly, which means your condominium in which you purchase, the property price will also go up. So this is also to enhance connectivity among residences in emerging estates. I just want to highlight the word emerging. And it also supports the URA master plan of decentralization of the transport nodes. Okay, especially like your airport and your Tuas Seaport. Okay, now if you look at this, right, you actually connect from Loyang itself, from the airport all the way to your third CBD of Woodlands, which means, right, you can see that along what the government is trying to do is that they are trying to develop into this area such that more growth area or more commercial and industrial area will be along this area, which means, right, there's more workspace in this location. And with more workspace, definitely slowly HDB will come in. HDB hit 1 million, definitely there's going to be upgraders. So this area is still long term. If you want to get in now, you must know that you will need to wait about 8 to 10 years to see very good growth in this low area. And then, yet right now, this area, the prices are very cheap as what we compare to the rest of Singapore. Now, I put up 4 FAQs or frequently asked questions by my clients, and I won't be talking about all of them, okay? I just want to highlight the first 2 questions. How close should a property be to an MRT station for it to gain value? Now, I want to say is that it took me an article or one other long research for me to talk about, and I will link the article below, or you can actually come to my website to read more about these 4 questions. So I won't be talking so much about it. But then again, I just want to highlight is that if you go very near to an MRT station, you are basically paying a premium. Okay, and then of course you shouldn't be going so near to directly right next to MRT station. Not only you are paying a premium, the noise can be high if the MRT is not underground. Okay, so you should keep a certain distance away. How much of a distance away? Do read my article. Okay, do all MRT lines affect property value equally? Definitely my answer is no. Of all the MRT lines in Singapore, I've actually quoted only about 4 to 5 just now previously. And out of these 4 to 5, I actually pinpoint certain locations in which I found that the growth is or the potential is there. So you should look at those locations. Okay. For the last three and question 3 and question 4, I won't be talking about it. Do read my article to find out more about it. Now, which area would I introduce to you if you are a potential investor looking to buy a property and holding for roughly around 10 years, okay? Now, I'll be looking at these 4 locations specifically, okay? Lentor Hills, I find is very good. Thomson-East Coast Line, it is above Ang Mo Kio, which means the price right now over there is really very, very cheap if you look at the rest of Singapore. And yet, it can go directly to your Orchard Road, go directly in your CBD area, go directly to your Marina Bay area. So this Thomson-East Coast Line is really very, very strong that you can look into it. Just that I agree with you that holding period is longer, 7 years to 10 years, and yet tenancy will not be so strong. Okay. Next, Tampines North or the Cross Island MRT line is also very attractive, especially for upgraders and investors alike. But then again, I just want to highlight to you because same as Lentor Hills, they are located at the outskirts. Therefore, rental will not be as strong. Okay. Thirdly, you should look at Pasir Panjang. Now, Pasir Panjang is along the Circle Line. Definitely, the price is higher than Tampines North and Lentor. Okay, and yet, right, there's a lot of transformation in this location that is within the Greater Southern Waterfront. So, if you're looking for good growth, faster, and yet, right, it has a very strong rental, you can look actually at Pasir Panjang area. Okay, just that if you ask me what's the cost as compared to previously, there are 2, I would say that definitely the price is much more expensive. Okay, but then again, the price is still relatively cheap. I'll still consider it a hidden gem as you compare to the rest of the RCR of Singapore. Lastly, I'll still want to talk about Ang Mo Kio itself. Okay, Ang Mo Kio itself has an intersection. Okay, it's located at the Thomson-East Coast Line and also located at the Cross Island MRT line, which means it's actually very convenient because you can go down south, one MRT station, you get to your CBD area, to your Orchard Road. Yet, if you go to the west, you will go all the way to your third CBD, that is your Woodlands Regional Central. So there's also a lot of potential in Ang Mo Kio area. So it's also a keynote for future growth expansion. But then again, relative price is actually relatively cheap. And yet, I fear that the rental there may not be as strong as compared to Pasir Panjang. Okay, so these are my 4 areas in which you should be looking into. What my favorite I like is still Pasir Panjang itself because of the distance to One North, and One North really is a hidden gem where there's really a lot of high tech or high net worth companies working over there and people with money working over there who wants to buy nearby. So that's all I have for you in my research for this week. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up or click on the subscribe button to know about future videos. If you have any questions, please put in the link below. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so long and bye.